So you go through the cadre training, you check into your platoon, and it's time to go on deployment. Where are you flying out of? Flying out of North Island?
Yeah, we fly out of North Island, and my first platoon, we flew into Cameron Bay, and then took choppers down to a place called New Nam Can, which is the very southern part of South Vietnam, right by a place they called the U Minh Forest.
And then did you do some turnover ops with the other platoons that were there? No turnover ops.
We didn't at that time. Matter of fact, most of our ops were dartboard ops. You ever heard of those?
No.
That's where you put a map behind you and you choose one of the guys in the platoon and you throw a dart behind you. Wherever that dart hits is where you're going to go into. Because we didn't have intel, we didn't have shit. We were pretty isolated. We were in a Vietnamese base camp in BF Egypt. You know what I mean? So that's how we went out.
So what do you do in like a helicopter insert or a river insert?
All river, and actually out of New Nam Can where we were, we'd take sandpans out because we didn't even have any MST support or anything. The guys down at Seafloat did, which is a ways away from us. Mm-hmm. Our other squad was there. And finally they pulled us out of New Nam Can because we were doing stuff, but it wasn't effective. It wasn't real that good. So they brought us down to Seafloat. Then we started getting some good ops down there.
And then what were those ops like?
We still did riverine ops. Like we went down to a place called Square Bay, and because we heard there was a prisoner of war camp, and stayed down there for about 3 days, watching his trails, seeing if we could see him moving and stuff like that. We'd do ambushes. We'd get intel from our Navy Nilo, which still wasn't that good. Oh, one of the things in '69, that was first platoon was in '69, was we landed at New Nam Can, got our stuff off the old 46 that landed us there and put it in the bunker. And then this little loach came in and landed. Do you know?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's a master.
I know his name, but I don't know him.
He was a Prue guy in that province that we were in down there. So he came in and told us, yeah, if you guys need anything, just let us know. And as soon as that loach left, we got mortared for about an hour and a half. So we told him never to come there again because they knew what that loach was. Yeah. He was a Prue, and that was the Prue guys, Now, he's a great guy. But, and he was a Prue down, long hair, bearded,
And so the platoon setup was, you had an OIC, an AOIC, a platoon chief, and an LPO, kind of like what you'd run, what we'd ran.
We had two squads, the LPO, and just like what you guys did, Team 1, yeah. Exactly, yeah. And then we broke it down, you know what I mean? You had I was with the AOIC, and the last platoon I was in was was my AOIC.
Really?
Yeah.
What year was that?
That was, when was that? 89?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But he was...
that must have been fun.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Awesome.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, he was the AOIC, was the OIC.
Roger that.
We had the LPO would work with him, and then I would, have the, to kind of guide him. I was a senior chief then.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I don't know if you knew any of those
I know
guys.
all those guys, yeah.
They're all in my platoon. Was my radio one. Worst radio one I ever had in my life,
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, I went to radio school like I told you, right? Yeah. Guess who never carried a radio on the team?
Really? You never carried a radio?
No, I was a 60 gunner.
Damn.
Until I made LPO, then I went to the M14. I like the 7.62 round.
Yeah, that's kind of the stand. When I went through SQT, they told us if you're not carrying an M14, you're wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wrong. That's a great weapon. It's accurate. It's perfect. I loved it. Yeah.
And guys, even a bunch of guys in Ramadi carried the M14 as well.
Yeah.
Because they're shooting. You're shooting at vehicles. You're shooting through buildings. You're shooting, and they put the AP rounds in there, and just that way you got some. You can dig through some stuff.
Yeah, we did 6 months deployment, and I did 3 deployments. I did 1969. I was in Kilo platoon. And then came back from that. Then I actually got out for a year and a half because I was married, and my wife talked me into getting out, so I did, and worked for the phone company as a cable splicer. Hated everybody and everything. We lived in Coronado, so I'd go down the trade winds, and all my buddies would tell me what great trips they were having and stuff, and I just went, yeah.
What year was that?
That was see, 70, 71. That was when I got back in 69.
So when you got back in 69, you got out for a year and a half.
Well, about a year, maybe not quite a year and a half, but I went back in and got in another platoon, luckily, and went to Vietnam again, 70, 71. And I had guys like that, and that was a great platoon.
And what was that? Now, were you an LPO of that platoon?
No, I was still second
You're
class.
You're a 60 gunner getting after it.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And what was that? Was there any difference between that first SEAL deployment to Vietnam and the second SEAL?
I wasn't real happy with the first deployment because we just didn't do a lot. I mean, it was okay. We did some stuff, but it wasn't my idea of what it should be, as a SEAL. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then it was better when I got down to sea float, but it's still, you know what I mean? But that second platoon, that's the one that kept me in the Navy. They were just, we were a band of brothers. You know what I mean? We were so close, it was unbelievable. I mean, I love those guys.
And the difference in what you did, was it the missions that you got tasked with?
Yeah,
Is it the way that the platoon commander kind of set things up so that he had a better vision of what to do and what to get after?
Absolutely. I was in my second platoon. That guy was just unbelievable. I mean, he was just really, really good. Our first platoon, he was kind of nuts. We didn't like him. Like one time we're all cleaning our weapons on sea float and everything, and what we used to when we come back from up is grab a line. Then you jump in the water and let it wash all the mud off you. Well, he grabbed the line and jumped in, and we had music real loud and cleaning our weapons and shit. Well, the line wasn't tied off, right? So he just started going down the river. But they saw him in the watchtower and said, "Man overboard," and went and got him.